And I got a topic already, ladies and gentlemen. The topic is rednecks in my hometown. I keep doing videos, and this is my 7th video on this, but I actually need to stay on point and stay on topic. So in Gardner, it is, like I said in my last video, it is a town of 15 or 2,500 people. When I was growing up, there was the redneck group, the preppy group, the jock group, there's just, you know how high school is. So I was always affiliated with mainly the skateboarders and the jocks because I played football and I skateboarded. So, and I was a stoner. So not was, is. But the rednecks in that town would always be like, the South will rise again. The South will rise again. And I was like, you're an idiot. You live in Illinois. If you want to go south, fucking go south. And if you're a racist, then you're even more of an idiot, because guess what? At the time, I was like, our president's going to be a black guy. So watch out. And if you know me well enough, you'll realize that I have a stepfather that is black. Oh my God. And you didn't know that. And you can't assume everyone's going to be okay with that. When I was growing up, in my hometown with my stepfather, my stepdad being black, my mom being with the black guy, I was made fun of. And that's not right, because for one, he's a decent guy, even though he's he does some negative stuff, but he's a decent guy. He's lived a long life, a long, strong life. But back to Gardner, he would come to Gardner to pick me up for my visits, and people would just look at both me and him like, what are you doing with each other? And it doesn't matter, rednecks, what we are doing with each other. He's taking me to see my mother. Are you serious? I used to get told hey, you're a step nigger, and I was like, what? That makes no sense. There's no such thing. And for one, why do we? I don't know. Racism is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. I hate racism because, for one, I don't see color. I see character. Like Martin Luther King Jr. said, judge them based on their character, not by the color of their skin. I had a roommate that lived with me that was from California, and he was a black guy, and he was the nicest guy I've ever met. And he's still, I still talk to him today. When you get out of Gardner, you'll realize that people are people, and what your parents taught you about racism, just ignore it. You need to realize that there's a whole world out there. People are going to love you and hate you. If they don't like you, who gives a shit? Honestly, I'm going to probably lose followers or people on Facebook because of this, but I don't care. My goal is to let people realize that it doesn't matter. And I'm going to make fun of a lot of shit. I stereotype. I do stereotype. So I guess that people say stereotyping is racist, but no, it's not. It is just what is real. Black people love fried chicken. Did you know that? So do I. So I'm black. Not really. Step black. Don't get me confused. But if white people like mashed potatoes. And the funny thing is, I kind of do, kind of don't. So, white people like to do crystal meth. Black people don't, on a normal basis. So, you have to see that there's good and bad of each race, religion, job. You need to realize that. And I got off topic again because the topic was Gardner rednecks. And back to the topic, Gardner rednecks, you try. That's basically all I gotta say is you try. But if you went into the hood, you'd be eaten alive because of your cocky redneck attitude. But if you actually I could go in the hood right now and just be like, who wants to smoke? And I'd have people handing me lighters and shit. But You have to have a good, cool, calm personality. You have to like have personality instead of one straightforward idea way of thinking. You have to have an open mind. If you don't have an open mind, then it's going to be very cloudy and you're not going to get very far. But I will let you go with this. Keep your head held high, but your middle finger higher. Love your haters, everybody. Your haters are going to block you, and shouldn't really matter. And if they're hating you because they can't do what you're doing. So ignore it. A and a 1 and a 2 and a boom.